welcome to Money Matters TV. I'm excited to be joined today by my co-host, Jim DiLorenzo from Jim DiLorenzo Public Relations.
Great to see you again,
Nice
Patty.
to see you. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. So we have a good show today.
Yes.
I walked in and realized it's an old colleague of mine. I'm excited to talk to him.
He has some interesting things, I think, to talk about.
Yeah. So before we get there, maybe you can give me and other viewers some advice we can chat about.
Sure.
I'm rebranding my company, and we're going to announce it next week or so. By the time the show airs, it'll be, old news. But when people are faced with that, what do you recommend for how to communicate that message to clients?
To communicate the message to current clients and existing clients, I always recommend making them part of the process, making them aware of what your goal is with the rebrand, and letting them know and letting them feel like they're a part of the process by, please share this information with your friends and colleagues. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns, and please begin to refer to us as the new name.
I think that's the toughest part. I have one client that's old-time client, and I feel like they're going to be like, why'd you change your name for? And, they probably have an opinion about my new name.
They probably do, and it's probably interesting to get some feedback from them, but I would communicate with them up front. This is why I'm changing it. I would like to refresh I want to refresh my brand. I want to refresh my image. And now I figure that now is the time to do that. And here is one of the reasons why I chose this new brand name.
Yeah.
And communicate that to them one-on-one in a conversation, whether in person or by phone. Recommend it in person, but just so that they feel like they're part of the process. They're not just being given a reprimand or an ultimatum where it's like, we're changing it. That's it.
Yeah. I was going to start calling them next week. We're going to probably make the new website live on Tuesday, redirect the old website to the new website the same day.
I would get them in advance of that shift over on Tuesday, though. I would reach out to them, each one that you really know well and like and have enjoyed working with them, and you want to keep them in the family, so to speak. So I would reach out to them in advance of the website change.
Let them know it's coming.
Let them know it's coming, and then maybe in a personal note accompanying your brand new business cards and your brand new look, with a little personal note saying, "I hope you enjoy our new look, but we're happy to have you as part of our family," kind of thing. But a personalization of the process with your key clients and key friends and allies really makes them feel a part of it and helps them want to evangelize on your behalf.
Yeah, I think the shift from Xercel to Studio X, which is the new name, is a lot easier to pronounce, to spell. People feel excited about it. I've showed the business card to people. They're excited about the new logo.
And if you can communicate that excitement to them, and even if you wanted to do something where you did something on a little short video message, and so it captures your emotion, and you could do it on your phone, you could do it on your laptop, you could do it through YouTube, or put something together where it's just you personally addressing your friends and saying, "This is why I'm doing this."
I can't imagine doing that.
Well, actually, I've started experimenting with it myself. It's fairly easy to do. Everybody's laptop and computer now has a camera on it, and I did one last week when Villanova won the national championship. That's my alma mater, and I have a lot of friends and contacts through Villanova. So I did a 1-minute video from my desk with my Villanova cap on and a Villanova T-shirt.
Did you go live on Facebook?
No, I just taped it on my computer, and then I posted the 1-minute video on my Twitter account, and then I put it on my Facebook account, and I had a lot of people responding like, "Oh, this is great. Thank you for sharing," because I was able to share my excitement for what Villanova accomplished quickly and using the resources I had available without having to call all the Villanova alumni that I'm friends with, or without having to
wrangle them all in.
Right, and I didn't have to take too much of their time either. I just did it in like a 1-minute burst.
Yeah. So I was going to call them. I want to get fancy swag. Don't you think people love that?
Oh, I think people do love the fancy swag. In fact, I've been ordering some for one of my clients recently. I've been looking at water bottles and T-shirts and hats and pens and things. So
So fun.
it is fun. It
Yeah.
is fun, and again, that's the excitement of it. You're Studio X, but the X can also be excitement,
Yeah, that's true.
and you're excited about the change.
I am excited about the change. My old business partners will be interesting when they find out. I'll have to let them know too.
And I think they'll be excited for you, and your clients will be excited for you, and they'll share that enthusiasm that you have.
Yeah. So the next thing I think about doing is having a party and sending out some press releases.
I absolutely recommend that. I think one of the key ways to communicate a brand name change is a press release, an announcement that you can get out to as many people as you can. Get it to the Philadelphia Business Journal, get it to the Philadelphia Inquirer business section, but also getting it on social media and getting it out to the world at large, sending it to your clients, sending it to your colleagues, sending it to prospects, and using that as a tool in the rebranding effort, not just the be all and end all. Some people use a press release as the one and only event. It's not an event, it's a process. Mm-hmm. I don't know whether there are Sixers fans out there that trust the process or not, but treating this as a process, not a one-time event. This is how you're building your brand awareness, and a press release is one of those tools that can help you get that word out.
The other thing I noticed in this rebrand is I have a history in Philadelphia Business Journal where I was in their book of lists. And that's been a long time. So I know from a technical perspective, if someone tries to search for Xercel, we'll auto redirect them to the new brand.
Yes.
But how do you think companies should handle things like that?
I think that there should be, sometimes you need a landing page that says we have a new name. Mm-hmm. That helps, or just kind of brings attention to the fact that, we used to be at this little address, we're at this address now.
So you think instead of just a straight redirect, take them to a temporary page that says, glad you've been looking for Xercel.
Yes.
By the way, we have a brand new look. This is why we did it. Visit our new site by clicking here.
It's another point of impact. It's another point of contact for you that people can see, oh. Instead of just automatically redirecting and people say,
that's not
what's
what
this?
I searched for.
I typed in Xercel. I haven't typed in Studio X. Why am I going here?
Right. I thought about just having a page on the site that talks about the shift. Mm-hmm. But that's a good thought.
Yeah, because it's another instance where you can capture their attention, mm-hmm. and it's not jarring if you have an explanation, if you have a welcoming message, right. Instead of as you said, I was typed in Xercel, but I'm going to Studio X. What is that all about?
Yeah.
It can be a little jarring sometimes. I think we've all encountered that, where we go to one website looking for something that we've been there before, and all of a sudden it's another website. The worst is when you go to you type in the website and you go to a Who Is page. That's always the worst, because it's like, oh, okay, so that company's not there anymore.
I know. I don't want people to think I went out of business.
Right.
That's an important factor, after.
You want to keep the continuity going.
About
you want people
17
to know
years in business,
that while Studio X is a new brand name, the person and the people behind the brand name are the people that you've come to expect and appreciate.
Yeah. I'll have to decide how long to leave that landing page up.
It does help, though, I think. A lot of people overlook that.
That's some good advice. So how about some more advice for a viewer?
Okay.
The question is, from Robert Field in Philadelphia, what do you like best about the PR business?
What I like best about the public relations business is meeting new people and telling new stories to either new people or people that I've met, telling them new stories. It might be a person I've known for a long time and I can tell them something new. Or it might be somebody that I'm just meeting for the first time and I can tell them about something I'm working with. Mm-hmm. I just met our guest today for the first time, and already I'm sensing we have a connection. And one of the ways you make a connection with people is telling a good story and telling an authentic story. So that's what I love most about the public relations business as I practice it, is finding a good, true, authentic story and having success telling that story and making an impact, whether it be for a nonprofit or a charity, whether it be for a business, whether it's a business to consumer or business to business, and having an impact on the sales or the donations or the memberships or just the attention that is paid to that person or to that story. So when I see things like the number of memberships sold or the number of tickets sold, and was it as a result of a story that I was able to place in the media, whether it be a radio guest appearance, whether it be a TV appearance, whether it be a story that gets picked up on a lot of websites and a lot of news outlets. That is gratifying, but the most gratifying thing for me is having that story to tell.
That's fantastic. I hope that he will appreciate
I hope so.
your answer.
And again, I might be a little long-winded, but I love a good story, and that's the fun part of the job for me.
Yeah. All right, so you might have your own burning questions. Here's how to send them in.
You can have your questions answered on Money Matters. Please go to our website, money-matterstv.com. On our homepage, click on the banner on the right that says Send Us Your Questions. While you're on our website, you can find information about our host and guests, as well as show notes and links about this show and past shows. Money Matters is also available as a podcast on iTunes and Stitcher, so you can listen to Money Matters while you're on the go. That website address, again, is money, M-O-N-E-Y, -matters, M-A-T-T-E-R-S, TV.com.
Welcome back. I'm excited to introduce you to our guest, Gigi J. He has his own persona.
Hello.
From Virtina. Nice
Hello.
to see you.
Nice to see you.
It's been
Great to
quite
see
a
you.
while since we've seen each other.
Yes.
Yeah, so Philly Startup Leaders is where we met. You've been an entrepreneur long before you showed up there.
Correct.
So
Correct.
what is Virtina?
Like Jim said, I'm going to tail off from the story. So Virtina, my company started as a software development company in 2011-2012 time frame. And the first few years, we did everything. Website design, development. You asked us to do anything in the software, we did it. And that didn't excite me, didn't work well for many reasons. And I don't want to be a software development company that you find in every corner of the street. So in 2 years back, I said, let's focus on e-commerce. And there was a specific reason for it. So we became today we are an e-commerce engineering company with a human touch.
That's really nice.
Now talk about the human touch. What do you embrace? E-commerce can be rather impersonal, but talk about the human touch that you describe.
It's quite simple. Business is human to human, correct? So you can technology comes, that's second nature to us, and anybody can do technology in my world. And where you make a differentiation is how do you present, how do you think your consumer, or in our case, our client's buyer, think about the design thinking aspect of it. How do you make him the center point and build an e-commerce site looking at the audience and their interest, what they like and what they don't like. So you start from user research and understanding the audience very well.
So the user experience is very important to you.
Yes, absolutely.
So where do you pick up in the process? A customer, like who are your clients?
So we have 3 types of clients today. One is our end clients. It could be a B2B, B2C customer selling online. The second type of clients we have is other agencies. And the third type we have is other software as a service companies. So we sell to 3 types of clients today. We service.
Yeah. And how do you get your new clients?
We are a partner to many different e-commerce platforms. We are certified partnership with 9 different e-commerce platforms.
So they recommend you?
They recommend us because of our unique positioning, where we are, how we are, and that gets us business. And we have Google. Like any other company, we are spending money to pay to the Googles and Facebooks of the world.
Yeah.
We are getting money from there.
Okay.
The leads from there.
Now, Patty mentioned that you've been an entrepreneur. What was your first business?
Back in Delhi, I was working. I lost my job. Entrepreneurship is in my blood.
Okay.
It's in our family, and I started selling fire extinguishers.
Really?
That's how I started.
How did you get caught up in fire extinguishers?
I lost my job, and I always wanted to do my own thing. So found a guy, he got a job in selling fire extinguishers somehow. And I said, I'm looking for a job. Let me help you. Let me come with you and sell.
Did you like it?
It was exciting. There's a lot of story.
Yeah.
That's
Learned the basics. And I started there. I would say I'm proudly say I successfully tanked a lot of money and learned since I got here.
Right.
Then I started selling doormats.
Really?
Yes, special doormats. And then I turned into a techie. Started that career. Then I started tried to sell software, products, and that failed a couple times in the Philadelphia region. So a lot of bruises and lost stories in my pocket.
Do you find that the bruises and the failures, that experience helps you advance to the next stage, or does that ever hold you back?
No, it always strengthens. I had a talk with. I'm hiring somebody and a couple of people today. I'm looking for us interviewing, and I told them. I told same conversation I had with that person today. And I had many setback every time. You get kicked. That strengthen you.
Yes.
But at the same time, you think that you learned, then you're not. It's constantly learning.
I'll tell you, I heard a quote. I'm going to quote one of the original startup people that I knew. And he said, sometimes you think you have an idea and this is going to be it. It's your first idea is not going to be it. And everybody thinks that they're the one that's going to be different and their first startup's going to be the successful one. And I thought, no, he's wrong. I am going to be the successful one, and he was right.
Yeah.
So,
and also at the same time that your idea is you have the coolest idea. No, you haven't done your homework. There are 3 other people thinking it's very interesting. We are working. So I have my main company Virtina, and then I have a couple of startups that I'm tinkering with. It's all about e-commerce. So we came up with this greatest idea in the high-end jewelry. We searched 6 months, talked to many industry experts out there, top-notch people, right, in the jewelry industry, and we've confirmed that there's nobody. Everybody's talking about this, and nobody's doing it.
So what is it?
So let me tell you what happened. I'll tell you.
Okay.
So one day I was we hired a team of people from UPenn University of Pennsylvania, to do some user research. So we were there every week working with this group of students. So one day somebody said, you should meet this guy. So talk to the guy, young kid, 2nd year or 3rd year in the college. And guess what? He's a father of a jeweler in Texas. And he started working on almost the same idea that I'm working on. But unfortunately, his main developer had some sort of a terminal illness. He couldn't move forward with it. So the fact that we searched, and that uniqueness, if you're thinking, because we are all I think that we are all connected, that the thought get across to interested parties, and they know what to do.
So did you hire him?
No, I did not hire him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But so the idea is, you asked me about the 3D.io.
Yeah.
So it's a high-end jewelry product. So it's all about omni-channel. And
what is omni-channel for people that don't know?
Okay, omni-channel, in e-commerce there are a couple of cool terms or important terms. One is omni-channel, other one is multi-channel. Omni-channel is about, you look at from a buyer standpoint, right? So you could go from a printed catalog to a mobile, to the website, and maybe you pick up the phone and call the company to sell you, buy the item. So you can buy from many different channels.
That's omni-channel.
That's omni-channel. And yet you have to the company who sell you item, the seller has to give you the experience has to be same
Across all the platforms.
Across all the channels.
Yeah.
So no matter how, where, when you decide to buy, it has to be the same experience. That's all about omni-channel. The multi-channel, let's say Jimmy is the seller, you'll be selling on your website, all these channels, right? You have inventory in the back, and you'll be selling in Amazon, Best Buy, or any other marketplace, Etsy. So no matter where you sell, you have to have the same inventory, all that complexity. How do you hold that, all the complexity behind the scene? That's the multi-channel thinking from a seller standpoint.
Okay.
And then how is your product different?
So in the jewelry industry today, it is an industry that's begging for a disruption, right? So you can walk into Philadelphia Jewelry Row and visit 5 jewelers. You'll get the same feeling, same attitude, same. You'll almost feel that you saw that guy
Right.
selling to you in the other store.
All five stores, the same guy.
It's like buying a car too. You don't really know where the bottom is.
Right.
You want to negotiate, but you don't even know what it is.
Yeah, so there's a lot of education involved in that buying process, but the experience is they have been selling the same way since, I don't know, God knows when, since the jewelry row or a jewelry industry has started. So what our product, what it does is we tie all that experience using in one plugin or extension, an e-commerce extension. So we use technologies such as visual search, augmented reality, hologram, 3D printing, 3D composition. I'm just rolling off a couple of technologies, all into a nice seamless experience to the consumer, so that they can go from Tiffany's printed catalog to mobile app, their mobile phone, to their desktop, the web e-commerce site of Tiffany.com or StevenSinger.com, and then they can customize the piece. They can see it in a hologram, augmented reality, design a new piece out of the parts, and 3D print it.
So this product, is it going to be a standalone website or an app?
So our goal is, we tried with the 2 different models. One is B2B and B2C. One is a B2B model, software as a service. Then we also thought about doing as a B2C, direct to consumers. And we are going with this latter, where it is going to be, if you can imagine, a lending tree for high-end jewelry.
Okay.
So you find a nice jewelry in your Tiffany's catalog. The experience doesn't have to start there, but let's assume that it starts there. Take a picture, then you kind of put it out there. You can design that ring that you find. You take a picture, find the comparable ring
On your site?
from participating dealer network, retail network.
Gotcha.
Then you design your ring. You don't like the white metal and the gold, white metal and the red ruby. You like the gold metal and the diamond. So you can change that colors, and then you put it out for a bid. There are more to it, and that's what we are building. And there's a lot of technology. We are very conscious about the change. It cost Amazon $3.5 billion to change the user behavior. So we are very conscious about that. So we are, even though we hold certain patents and cool technology, we are releasing the lowest barrier to the market, which is that visual search. Just take a picture and search it.
Can you take a picture of someone's hand?
Yeah, you can take a picture as long as So if I like the ring, I can take a picture and search it.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and that kind of, if you look at e-commerce, going back to the e-commerce, there are certain technologies and features that really plays into how the future of e-commerce, and one of them is how we search.
Interesting. So we're going to be seeing a change in how we search, you think?
Absolutely, it's already happening. So visual search, I don't have to describe. I can take a picture of the item and search it. And you might have seen that in Instagram, you can look at a picture and it will tell you, that bag, you're looking at a model wearing a jeans and a bag and a shirt. You can tell that bag is from
Lord and Taylor.
Gucci or
Right.
you can find that, buy that bag right from the Instagram picture.
Right.
And so we are applying that kind of technology, visual search. Then the other advancement in search is a natural language search, right? You type in as if you're looking for a black jeans, just type it in, or better yet, you just talk to it.
Right. Use the voice activated.
Yeah, voice.
Have you seen the new eBay commercials where the girl is taking pictures of people walking in the street because she likes their clothes, and she searches and then she buys it from eBay? So
that's visual search.
That's a smart ad. I really like it.
Yeah.
So how can people access that? When is it going to be live? What's your development strategy?
Yeah, we already developed many of these pieces. It's about polishing it up and releasing it carefully. So right now, in the next 3 weeks, we are in talks with a couple of jewelers in the Philadelphia row as a pilot. 5 jewelers are interested in participating in the pilot.
So they would be custom making pieces then?
No, we are not offering the custom making pieces in the beginning. Like I said, we want to be. So we have two challenges. One is jewelry. The sellers are kind of old school,
Oh yeah,
right?
right.
And these kind of new technologies, consumers are a little more ahead, but sellers are still a little bit old school. So
Right.
we have to be careful about changing their user behavior. And jewelry industry traditionally have not bought leads.
Well, let me ask you this. So I'm a 70-year-old jeweler. I've had my store in Jewelers Row for 27 years. Everybody sells the same basic ring. One of my friends works for a big jeweler, and she's like, every girl gets the same ring. A small diamond with a big halo, a big diamond with a small halo. It's all the same thing. So now as a consumer, I take a picture, and then you've partnered with 5 jewelers. It pulls up the same ring from 5 different jewelers. Now you're hoping I'm going to walk into one of them. So I know those jewelers think that if you walk in the door, they'll sell you something. If you're going to look online, they can't control the sale.
So it is. So you let's go through that experience. You search for a ring.
Right.
You found a ring, and in our world, our goal is to help you make an appointment, talk to the jeweler, right? And once you are in the store, you may end up in buying a different piece, not exactly what you're looking for.
Right.
And there are some challenges. Today, when you walk into that store, he's showing in the let's say you liked one ring, you walk into the store, and the guy tells you that I have a new Takori collection came in, right? So you're really fascinated by that, the shank of a ring, and the head of another ring, and diamond of a third ring.
Right.
Today there is no way they can show. You may ask, you know what? I want a completely unique experience because it's a short amount of time. You cannot do custom design. The best you can ask is, can you put those three rings together and show it to me a new ring?
Okay, I have one more question, and we're getting flagged that we're almost out of time. Is your consumer going to be male or female? Same-sex couples, but the person who's hoping to get engaged, or the person who's making the buying decision?
It is. That's a very interesting question, and but nowadays, after being in the industry for only 2 years, what we are finding is less and less the surprise. There's not just one. Most of the decisions are made
Jointly?
Jointly.
Okay.
That's the trend that's coming in. So we have to cater to both.
Okay. All right.
How can we find you if we're looking for you online? What would you like us to look for on the web?
Virtina.com.
Virtina.com.
If you want to find me, just search for Gigi J. Find me.
Well, I wish we could talk about this for 3 more hours.
Yeah.
I'm super fascinated, but we have to end the show. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So next week, we hope you'll join us. It's going to be David Fries, Esquire. He's going to talk to you about estate planning. He's from Unruh Turner Burke Fees. Thank you for joining us.